Starfield is releasing in November of 2022, but it feels like a riddle wrapped inside of Enigma. I'm Court Lalonde from Xbox A, and here is everything we know about Starfield so far. We first heard of Starfield at E3 2018 when Bethesda first announced the title, by showing a trailer showing a bright light cresting over a planet, then pans into a satellite, or could be a space station for all I know, gets sucked into an Asgardian-like portal, and fades to black. And then the words Starfield show up. Many outlets mentioned the trailer left more for the imagination and showed us little about the game. Fast forward to 2022, and that kind of still holds true. The game is being made on the new version of the Creation Engine called Creation Engine 2. So catchy. Which the old version was used for such games like Fallout 4 and Skyrim. I hope the new version proves to be the best, and we get more polished looking games instead of the usual Bethesda bugs that we've all come to love. This will be the first Bethesda game released since the acquisition that was announced in September of 2020. The deal was finalized in March of 2021. At the time of the original announcement, it was believed to be released across all consoles. Even after the acquisition, many of the console warriors started speculating and wondering what was going to happen. And every time Phil Spencer said anything or did any video, they dissected everything he said. At E3 2021, another Starfield in-engine trailer was released. Still no gameplay, during the Xbox and Bethesda showcase, which gave November 2022 release date on the Xbox Series X and S, PC. Nowhere did it say PlayStation, and yet their rumors swirled that it was coming to PlayStation 5. Aaron Greenberg had to send out a tweet saying Starfield will be launching exclusively on Xbox Series X and S on PC on November 11th, 2022. Game Pass members can play it on day one as well on Xbox and PC. I know we have said this all before, and none of this will ever change. It still wasn't enough. Pete Hines had to step in and say it wasn't coming to PlayStation as well. People still saying that it might happen, and I seriously don't know why. Todd Howard said in 2018 it was the game he'd always wanted to make for a very long time. He also mentioned by Bethesda the same year was Starfield is the first new universe in 25 years from them. So to say they have a lot riding on this is an understatement. They also said, this next generation role-playing game is set amongst the stars. Create any character you want and explore the unparalleled freedom. Todd Howard and his team continued to mention that Starfield is about exploration. And in the first video in the series into Starfield titled The Endless Pursuit, they say, a lot of our game is about exploration. And that's the ultimate exploration, is what is out there. What's past Earth, said Carafona. Whereas Skyrim is sort of an epic fantasy, this is more of a grounded game in more grounded settings about exploration. With these videos, they're setting the stage on building an idea of what a Starfield is and allowing the gamer to imagine what it is, and only by showing artist screenshots and no gameplay. The next video was titled Settled System, and the team dives into who is out there and in the world of Starfield. There is a 50 light-year radius around our solar system where humanity is spread out. It's divided up into between two major factions, United Colonies and the Freestar Collective, who are at an uneasy peace after a recent war. It also touches on some of the threats players might face. The Ecliptic Mercenaries, Pirates of the Crimson Fleet, violent spacers, or even religious zealous House Van Ruin. They put out a short video titled Location Insights. That only shows artist renderings of what the world looks like. Locations are the Neon, a fishing platform in an aquatic world that becomes repurposed to a pleasure city by the owner, the Xenofresh, New Atlantis, the capital of the United Colonies, and Akalea City, which looks like an outpost straight out of Star Wars, if you ask me. It's a Freestar Collective's capital. They describe Akalea City as a well-walled city that keeps out alien predators. Howard then tells the Washington Post that Starfield is like Skyrim in space, hopefully without the bugs. He also revealed in the interview that Starfield will be playable in both first-person and third-person view like other Bethesda games. Their latest video, made for Wanderers, didn't show any gameplay as well, but sets the stage for what you should expect in the open world. They spoke about the different factions in the game, the decisions that can be made in the world, and how it affects in the game. They also mentioned this would be much more hardcore role-playing game and go back to the RPG roots. They said they would take from games that they've made in the past and put those in Starfield. They go on to say, in this one, we've got the United Colonies that represent future space republics, idolized, says Will Shedd, the game's lead quest designer. You also have the Freestar Collective, which is a space western fantasy. People that are out there on their frontier. We've got Raijuan Industries, which represent corporate life. I think it's one of the best starts of any of the factions. Yeah, it's a megacorp, and you get hired, right? Ask Peligro, as they don't know. Yeah, you apply for a job and we'll see if you cut the mustard, Chen answered. This tells me we get to see some of the ideas that CT Projekt Red had for 2077, that you start off in a particular faction and those choices mean something, or at least that's what they wanted to do in Cyberpunk 2077. Starfield releases November 11th, 2022, and we haven't seen much gameplay, but this shouldn't come as a shock. Like Fallout 4 and Skyrim, previous releases from Bethesda didn't have an official trailer until the year of its release and only months before its release. I'm guessing we'll get to see gameplay at the rumored June showcase from Xbox, and I have to say I can't wait to see what they have in store for us.